Within the last decade, a war has been declared on the truth. In 2016, post-truth was Webster Dictionary's word of the year. The truth is in the front of everyone's mind and the center of all political discourse, and there's clearly some confusion around it, rightfully so. As a society, we are drowning in content filled with so-called truths. But how often do we stop to ask if what we read is actually true? The truth is defined as the quality or state of being true. This definition leaves a lot up to the imagination and needs to be redefined. I believe everyone on earth deserves direct access to the truth. As Americans, we fought hard for that right and are one of few countries that provides people with direct, unimpeded access to the truth. Many people in today's world lack that access. In places like China, government censorship runs rampant, and those brave enough to say the truth are often locked up or worse, killed. Even though we have direct access to the truth, we abuse this right and take it for granted. Just because we can access the truth does not mean all content we see is true. Nowadays, all our screens are being pumped full of fake news and misinformation. The truth is also under attack from our peers. They've turned a blind eye to the difference between truth and opinion, and that's a dangerous combination. There are two fronts to the war on truth. The first being the attack on the absolute truth. This attack manifested itself physically a year ago in the attack on the Capitol building. This began as a so-called big lie and was spread by none other than the president himself, showing just one example of how people in power can abuse their reach by spreading misinformation. This goes to show that ethos alone is not reason enough to treat every word someone says like it's a gospel. Lies like these are spread through social media and reinforced by fake news, which plagues the likes of Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. These platforms combat misinformation the best they can, but almost all of that goes unchecked, unfact-checked, that is. Most fact-checking has to be done by you, the reader, and that can be difficult. One Pew Research study found that fake news has left 64% of Americans confused about the basic facts. Another study showed that the effect old age and the ability to differentiate truth from opinion, finding that people over 50 were much less likely to be able to tell fact from fiction. We probably all have that one crazy uncle who sends us 3 different Facebook posts a week, all of which are clearly fake, saying vaccines cause cancer, or even go as far to blame aliens for starting the pandemic. That crazy uncle needs to learn a thing or two about skepticism, a key weapon in the war on truth. With skepticism, misinformation is easily detected and dealt with. So I encourage all of you to approach what you read online with skepticism. And if you want to learn more, do so. I think the cause of these problems comes down to one thing, our definition of the truth. So instead of our current one, I propose a new one. The truth is rooted in reality and supported by facts. This can be shown by a tree, the tree of truth. This tree depicts the truth perfectly. It is rooted in reality and supported by facts, or the leaves. Without the roots, the tree wouldn't be able to stand, and without the leaves, the tree wouldn't be able to survive. However, sometimes you're not going to be able to see the leaves for yourselves. Not every article provides a clear picture of these leaves, but with some light digging, you're sure to find them, or not. The redefinition of the truth will also help combat the second front to the war on truth, the battle between personal truths, meaning people's own truths, i.e. your truth or my truth. You might have heard someone cite these in an argument. Well, that's just your truth, or well, that's my truth. Statements like these show just how desecrated the truth has become. Arguments that use these statements can become dangerous because when people disagree over their truths, or what are actually their beliefs, things can get heated. I've personally seen these arguments transform and completely end friendships and even damage family relationships. This is terrible and should never have to happen. The way I see it, there's a simple solution: a separation of truth. This separation is powered by realization. There is no such thing as your truth or my truth, because they aren't truths, but opinions. And opinions can be cordially talked about without argument and are allowed and actually encouraged to be different. As a society, we have to understand this to fully understand the truth, and we must learn to respect each other's opinions even if we disagree, because at the end of the day, they're just opinions. Now back to our redefinition. Truth is reality. Truth is rooted in reality, supported by facts. It's very sensible, isn't it? Just like the truth. All in all, we must fight to defend the truth by resisting misinformation, practicing skepticism, and separating truth from opinion. Thank you.